Harvest and HarperAudio present Martha Stewart's Gardening Handbook, the essential guide to designing, planting, and growing, by Martha Stewart. Read by Martha Stewart and Gabra Zackman. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. It contains lists, charts, how-tos, and more, and will be referred to throughout as the enhancement.
This is the introduction to Martha Stewart's Gardening Handbook. Gardening is an ever-evolving relationship, making it both immediately gratifying and a source of long-term awe and enjoyment. Those bulbs you planted in the brisk days of fall emerge once the ground thaws in spring and continue to do so year after year. A thicket of scrawny saplings grows into sturdy trees, casting shade, sporting blossoms, or yielding fruit, or all of the above. Nursery-bought perennials and shrubs settle in, take root, and become big and bountiful. Tiny seeds sprout, send up shoots, and provide delicious sustenance or showy flower heads. It all unfolds gradually, and there's great pleasure in checking on each plant's progress. Or, as celebrated British horticulturist and garden designer Gertrude Jekyll sums it up, a garden is a grand teacher. It teaches patience and careful watchfulness. It teaches industry and thrift. Above all, it teaches entire trust. This book is designed in that same spirit, offering encouragement, hands-on instruction, helpful tips and techniques, and inspiring glossaries and photographs. As a trusted guide, it provides lessons for every stage of your gardening journey, from idea to implementation to iterative delight. Hence, the organizational structure of the sections and chapters. Gardening Basics, which could also be called Getting Started, begins with planning considerations, namely your garden zone and foundational elements, such as soil, sunlight, and rainfall. Right plant, right place is a worthy mantra to remember. A concise yet comprehensive plant primer explains flowers, annuals versus perennials, and biennials, climbers, ground covers, and other categories, with an emphasis on native plants. Stocking up on supplies, composting, and gardening methods are also covered. The next section focuses on design principles, including choosing the palette and planting for year-round interest and common garden types: border, perennial, cottage, habitat, shade, rose, container, vegetable, cutting flower, and xeriscape for drought-prone areas. A section on preparing and planting discusses the importance of amending the soil, buying plants, and following planting guidelines, including layering bulbs for maximum effect. Jekyll's industry and thrift comes into play with a discussion of propagating as a way to grow plants economically and efficiently, whether from saved seeds, divisions, or cuttings. Think of it as shopping your garden. Finally, a section on nurturing and maintaining ensures your plants thrive by a careful watering, fertilizing, and controlling weeds, disease, and pests, along with winterizing and cold climates. An entire part is devoted to trees and shrubs, approaching these two garden mainstays with the deference they deserve, both as the backbones of the landscape and for their critical roles in helping the environment and supporting wildlife. Here you'll get time-tested guidance for selecting specimens based on site conditions, function, and visual interest, planting for long-term success, and pruning to improve the plant's health, flowering, or appearance. Third in line is Specialty Gardens, which delves into 9 examples with tips for glossaries, illuminating favorite plants, including cutting roses for a rose garden, hostas for a shade garden, and plants with a different blooming time for a white garden. Step-by-step how-tos for hanging baskets and climbing hydrangeas round out the pages. Finally, Grow Your Own spans vegetable gardens, berry patches, and fruit trees to produce homegrown crops, walking you through site selection, plot design, and maintenance.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?